So I started preparing my table topics, and I thought the topics was creativity. So I came here, and it was real TV. So I'm just gonna wing it. What is your favorite reality TV? Sean, will you come up and share with us?
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. This question is pretty near and dear to my heart. When I first came to college back in 2008, a really popular TV show came on called The Jersey Shore. Because of that TV show, it hosted a bunch of themes regarding Jersey Shore and that life. On YouTube, there's this video called My New Haircut. It's about a guy, and his collar's popped up, and he's unbuttoned down to the second one right here. And he goes, oh, I'm in this bar, this fresh haircut, and I'm gonna drink Jaeger bombs. Jaeger bombs, more Jaeger bombs. He's talking about going up with girls and dancing with them. On Jersey Shore, they're all about that lifestyle. GTL, gym, tan, laundry, all day, every day. So besides that, back when I was a child, I used to also watch Survivor. But Survivor is not as interesting as Jersey Shore, so thank you.
So after watching a whole bunch of reality television, I kept thinking, which one would I participate on? I would like to do Dancing with the Stars, except for I'm not a star, so that would probably never happen. Yeah. Which reality TV show would you participate in if you had the chance? Chris.
Of course. Okay. Which reality TV show would I want to be a part of? You guys have heard me sing, right? A few of you have. A few of you have. I would say, had I the ability, I'd want to be like on American Idol, you know? Like you go in, you compete, you sing your heart out, people laugh at you. Actually, you know, William Hung did very well for himself. I think he's now bankrupt, but the guy goes in, no musical ability or talent, just like, I think he sings, what is it, She Bang? She Bang? Yeah, that song. He goes in, he sings that song, it goes viral on YouTube. I think he got a record label out of it or something. The guy's like, no, a millionaire. Yeah, so apparently you can go do that and become a millionaire and then go spend it all and go bankrupt. Maybe more realistically, I'd like to be on, oh God, what's that show where The Amazing Race. Because I speak a few languages, I'm fairly physically active, I love food, I love traveling, and I'm a problem solver, I'm an engineer. So I think I'd be pretty good. I just need to find somebody who has complementary traits to go out and go and win the race and do well and win the prize. And yeah, so that's what I'd do.
I'm me of The Amazing Race. My husband would like to be on that show, except for not with me, because it would suck. He would rather choose his best friends. I don't know if this is a reality television show, but it's real life. 2020 or Dateline, you know, you see those shows that do what would you do scenarios. If you saw a homeless man, would you just walk on by or whatnot? Have you experienced a similar what would you do situation, and how did you handle it? Theresa.
Wow, that is a great question. Thank you for that question, Madam Table Topics Master. Have I experienced a similar situation? What would you do? Actually, I'd have to say, no, I haven't. Thank goodness. Because you never know what you would do until you are in that situation. But as far as, let's see, the homeless, or I would say with the homeless, you know, we see everywhere we go, everywhere we turn, there's someone out there that's homeless, that's asking for, most of the time, it's money. Or if they say they'll work for money, whatever. anyway, sometimes I see it because you never know who's real and who isn't. And sometimes I see it and I'm sentimental sometimes, but other times I'm really hardcore. Because when you see the same people over and over again, I've seen them in situations to where you say, oh, that's not real. That's a racket. They are trying to take advantage of people. I give money sometimes and sometimes I don't. I've seen situations where this one particular gas station I go to, they're there all the time. And the first time I saw this one person, he's walking around and he's acting like he really needs to be in a hospital somewhere. And I gave him money. But then I've seen him other times and I say, I will never give him anything else because this is a job for him. I've seen some in wheelchairs and then I've seen them get up out of their wheelchair and start walking around. So it's really hard to say, what would you do? I give money sometimes and sometimes I don't because, I don't want to not give and they really need. But I don't want to be one that supports that this is their job every day and I'm supporting it. However, if I'm put in a situation, a real situation as to what would I do, it would really be hard to say.
If you encounter such a situation, of course you are going to want to think that you would act positively, but you never know because you're not thinking at the moment, or it surprises you, or some other thing happens that you would act not positively. Thank you, Theresa. Our next question. You see a lot of children growing up on real TV, like Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Her children are growing up on TV. How do you feel about children growing up on TV? Irma.
I think it all has to do with who's raising your kids, of course. Keeping Up with the Kardashian, no. I think they're all about money, about looks, fashion, who they're dating. It's all about just their status. So for that, I would say no. But there's also other celebrities that are nice and that they're helping the world. They're helping good causes. They're helping, they're feeding the children and they're doing other stuff to raise awareness, also help with cancer. So it all depends how you are being brought up. I think it's a great opportunity that you are in social media, because that gets you out there and exposed and you're able to get more support. But if the people that are just using that to their advantages and they're not doing anything for anybody else, that I don't agree at all.
Do we have time for more?
Yep.
What is the downside to the abundance of real TV in today's reality? Bruno.
Good afternoon.
Nice.
There's absolutely no downside. It's pretty clear. It's entertainment. What is the downside to being entertained? You or I can choose how to entertain ourselves, and it's actually quite scary how easy it is to be entertained by reality TV. So I really don't see anything wrong with it, to be honest. We all have guilty pleasures. Right? And who am I to judge what our guilty pleasures should be? I'd probably be too embarrassed to admit what mine are. It doesn't happen to be reality TV, although Jersey Shore was one of those back in the day that I couldn't get unglued from the TV. So there's nothing wrong with it. Maybe it should be part of the parental guidance, channel blocking things. I think I'd go along with that. That should go under some sort of rating system. But beyond that, there's no downside. Thank you.
I think I saw Martin wanting to come up and share his Martin.
This is not going to be a fair response because I've had time to think about it. So there's a couple of things floating around in my head. One of the things that immediately popped in was the idolization of prima donnas when it comes to talking about reality television. I think there are many downsides to having this type of programming on TV. Not even looking at the aspects of, is this a valid art form to have as a visual art, but as a way of shaping society. I think it's the absolute gutter of anything that you could possibly put on TV. And I'm going a little overboard, but it's quid pro quo in terms of what Bruno said about there's absolutely no downside. I think there's probably a nice gray area where we could agree to that there are some good and bad aspects of it. So I'm going to go all the way to the other side and say it's absolutely terrible. I think it affects society in a very negative way, giving people role models that, using this language of this is reality television, that this is something that people actually do when it's actually all fake, that, there isn't a single reality TV show out there that is actually recorded just live and not staged and not scripted in any way. And that gives that kind of false aspect to people watching it. So I think in terms of just influencing people who don't know, or people who are small kids or younger children who don't have a better understanding of the way the world works, it's a huge disability for them for their future. Madam Toastmaster.
That concludes my table topics today.